Ekemili mò ń gbọ́ lẹ́ǹkan. Wọ́n á ní à tí bá ti ráyè màá sáré àdírẹ́sì wọn. Oh, for the DNA, Mr. Fakem, I don't know if you're still there, and for as many 13 wonder I know. At least from the little I know, if there's anything mommy wants so badly, is getting this DNA done and getting it out of the way. But there are processes to everything. We have to follow the due process to it. Because this issue has become uh, something that the court is interested in, anything you do outside the court will not be valid, will be null and void, as it were. So we saw that, mommy saw that Baba Mubad was, trying all this hanky-panky, trying to
Ṣé bá mi
delay and all that.
dábàá tẹ́ ẹ jọ̀ọ́ má bínú bóyá kán bá mi tag Mr. Feyikemi since he raised it let's be sure he's here too. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó bá yẹ pọ́n record ẹ̀ ló tún kù. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ tẹ́yàn tó bá lè bá mi share fún ẹ jọ̀ọ́ so that he can at least listen to it.
Mr. Fakem, if you are there, blink twice. Say, somewhere. So basically,
Because mo believe pé ó dà pé torí àwọn máa ń lọ kiri kán lè mọ nǹkan tán láti sọ so ẹ continue. Wọ́n máa bá wa lẹ́nu. Okay, wọ́n náà wọ́n record ẹ lè sọ. Yeah.
okay. So it's in the courts. All the processes, every step of it, all the steps has to be supervised by the courts. Me wanting to do this and get it out of our way, made an application to the court, even after the consent judgment, where all the modalities were laid out. But because knowing Joseph Aloba for who he is, he tried to wiggle his way out of it by saying, no, his lawyer is colluding with Amomi's lawyer and things like that. But Amomi's lawyer made an application to the court to do the DNA, to carry on with the DNA, whether Joseph Aloba is ready or not, to just do it on our own with the court supervising it, because that would give the same result, that would be as valid as Joseph Aloba involved in it. And the court was to sit on it. So somehow, somewhere, Joseph Aloba with his lawyer went to the court also, made another application that this DNA, they want their own to be done they want to conduct it abroad. They want to take the sample abroad and do their own DNA. Sometimes I think they say ignorance is more like a disease. Because if they are not ignorant, they will know that there's no DNA that's done presently in Nigeria. All the hospitals in Nigeria, they're just collection centers. The closest DNA center itself, where the test will be
Sister
done
Cindy,
and
ẹjọ ẹ bá wa
analyzed.
block idiot tó pè rẹ̀ in process Latify. We don't want virus here.
Mhm. Where the DNA itself will be analyzed, the closest one is South Africa. So they made an application to the court also that they want to conduct their DNA abroad for whatever reasons, whether, I don't know. But then they made application. Then because the court had Omomi's application through, and now another application is coming, then the court now moved to combine all application and hear the application. When the application was served to Omomi's lawyer, they did not contest because Omomi, like I said, is ready to get this thing out of our way. They did not contest. You want to do it anywhere, even in heaven, go ahead and do it. We will not contest to anything at all. So the court was supposed to sit on that application and give a final judgment or ruling regarding those applications. And I think the day they were supposed to give the judgment to hear the application was the day Talokuna Buhari, the emergency public holiday they declared the last time in Nigeria. That was the date. So because the court couldn't sit on that day, they had to move the sitting to another day in September. But then we're still trying to get a closer date. before that December. So before that September. So currently, both parties are waiting on the court now to hear the applications and grant or vary or do whatever with the prayers in the application. But like I said, Omon is ready, interested, and wants to get this thing out of the way, this DNA stuff. And that's why lawyers are not even opposing anything. Whatever they're saying, they're just ready and willing to just comply with it. You want to do it abroad, fine. Before you said you wanted to do it in different hospitals and things like that, they said, okay, you said your lawyer was colluding. Now you're coming with an application to carry out the DNA abroad, which of course would have been how do I put it, would have been what would have been done anyway, because all the hospital here would have done is collect the samples, send it abroad, they analyze it, they send back the results. But now, since he's brought on the application, we have to allow the court to hear the application and grant it, reject it, vary it, or do whatever they want to do with it. So for those people thinking, oh, Baloma DNA, Banwale DNA, Joseph Alobalo play delay taxes the Gatawayi. Omomi has been ready for DNA since 2023. Oti made care known to Joseph Aloba that I'm ready for this thing. But look at where we are now, 2025. Joseph Aloba is still dragging it out. But hopefully, by September or before, if they get a date, a nearer date, the court will decide on that, and everybody can get that out of the way, and we can move on to the next thing. I hope that will clear Mr. Feyikemi and every other person who have been
Mr. Pythagoras,
asking this
please, can
question
you
silently.
Mr. Pythagoras, please, can you for fools who believe that, oh, after your DNA you can just walk into a clinic, blah blah blah, can you please explain to them the importance of getting a court involved in this case, like in this particular case?
Apart from the apart from the validity and the legal backing the court will give to it, because the case initially was taken to the court to adjudicate, to settle for them, until both parties now decide that, you know what, court ema worry more. I feel set to enter. None of them can go outside the court to do anything. That's one. Another thing is that the court has to supervise all the steps from the sample collection to sending the samples to the clinic or the facility that we analyze it, and sending the result back sealed to the courts. The court officer will have to be involved in all this step, because that's the only way you can maintain that chain situation. You can call it chain of custody. Because once that chain is broken, once the court is not involved in that chain, in those steps, then there will be an issue of legality of it. There will be an issue of whether something was done wrongly or fraudulently within that process. And the court also has to be involved, because the results of it might be used one way or the other in some other matters. So if the court is in on it, nobody can say, you know what, it's not right, or this is how it is anymore. It means even if you do anything fraudulent with it, you have the law to answer to at that point. Whatever you think you can do on it, you have the law to answer to. So that's why the court has to be involved.
And this applies to both parties. In case we
Yes.
want to play hanky panky, Josie wants to play hanky panky, we just need a neutral intermediary. That's the basic reason why we are going to the court.
Wọ́n sọ pé bóyá Jose fi pé òun máa tẹ̀lé sample yẹn lọ sí Amẹ́ríkà.
No. No. This is going nowhere. It's going nowhere near the sample. In fact, Josie will not go anywhere near the sample they've collected, both from Mobad and from Liam. Josie cannot go anywhere near it. If he goes anywhere near it, he can find himself in jail somehow. That would be maybe one of the easiest way for him to be jailed in case he's interested, if he's still interested in it. So he can't go near it. They'll collect the sample, they'll seal it, they'll maintain the chain of custody from the facility that collected the sample to the facility that's gonna analyze it, and the result back to the court, and a copy to the facility also. So Josie's not going anywhere near it.
Josie, they say you're not going to Morica.
And Mr. Pythagoras, please, I would like to say no, because sometimes some lawyers can be up to no good and just look for all techniques to prolong the issue. Are there things that have been put in place to avoid this kind of thing?
No, there is really nothing they can prolong anymore. But if they really want to be mischievous, there is little to nothing that anybody can really do if they want to be mischievous about everything, because they could decide tomorrow, uh, no lawyer, just for example, there are a lot of tricks they could throw up, but even with that one, we have an application too. In Kotomomi has an application stating that whether Joseph Aloba is ready or not, I want to do this thing right now, and I want you guys to supervise it. And that's within our right to ask the court. So whether Joseph Aloba decide that, his lawyer is not available again, or he asks his lawyer today, the DNA will still go on
Yeah, that means
based
they
on
can
the
give the verdict
application.
in his absence, right?
Yes, if he's not honoring whatever they're saying because he doesn't have a lawyer, we have two applications. He brought his own application. He wants to do it abroad. And the moment we brought our application, I want to do it regardless whether this man is interested or not. We cover the expenses.
Okay.
So it means it's a truth set of DNA want to validate the other. That will be done anyway. Joseph Aloba is doing the one is going to cover the expenses for. Maomi is ready to cover our own expenses to that. Do your own. We are interested in your own. I'm doing my own to the court is going to supervise it too. So the court has to DNA testing to supervise. We should give the same result. So if anyone is giving a different result from the other, then they have a serious question to answer.
Mr. Pythagoras, there is a plan underway to to change their lawyer. So I
Yes,
don't know how it's going to
that's
be.
why I'm saying without their own involvement, Omome has brought an application to the court that I want to do this DNA, whether this man want to be involved or not. All the court needs to grant her is to grant an order saying that whoever the medical person or whoever is in charge of mobiles remain should release the remains for them to take sample from the remains. uh, Also order an officer from the court that all these steps, make sure you are there to supervise it. From the sample collection from mobile remain, from the sample collection from Liam, from the handing over of the sample to the facility, from the facility sending the sample to their counterpart anywhere. And from those people analyzing it, bringing the result back, the court officer will be involved in all those steps, whether Joseph Aloba wants to be involved with his lawyer or not. So he will
Okay.
still do his own, wherever he wants to take it to, whether he wants to go to heaven or not, he will still do his own.
Okay.
So Omomi wants to carry on with her own without Joseph Aloba, basically.
Okay, so Mr. Pythagoras, is it
So
safe to say that the court is acting is acting as an intermediary supervisory role and to give validity basically to the DNA results, right?
yes, and to make sure the two of them they play by the
ẹ
rule.
sọ òyìnbó tó simple àwọn pípù yìí kò ní yé wọn.
Kí ló bá mo ṣe máa sọ báyìí? Okay, like the court is acting. Okay, court in act pé àwọn ló máa supervise ẹ. then pé àwọn ló máa act bí neutral person
ní pé
láàrin
kóòtù ń ṣe
Joseph
alámòójútó
àti
ètò.
láàrin Wùnmí so that kò ń jẹ́ pé bí àyàn kan ó fọwọ́ lágbáyàn kan lójú yàn kan fọwọ́ lágbáyàn lójú so
bẹ́ẹ̀
court ló
ni
máa
bí
gba
ìgbà tó bá
sample
ń
ṣe
play
gbogbo ẹ̀.
table tennis àbí lawn tennis téèyàn
Yeah,
tí umpire máa wà pé
umpire, God
ọ̀yá
bless you.
ìwọ foul nìyẹn àbí you know with
Wọn ò ní mọ
the
mí ní umpire ẹ
presence
sọ
of
pé
umpire.
referee
nígbà tó ní
ẹni
Okay.
referee Mr.
kẹsọ
Pythagoras ẹni
òyìnbó tó ń
referee
gbọ́ ẹ tún sọ umpire.
ẹni referee everybody ló mọ referee ẹni pé ó bá ń gbá bọ̀ referee.
Ẹ mọ̀ pé tí lẹ́fí bá wà ń bẹ̀ ẹ máa ṣọ́kà ṣe ẹ nílé ìṣèkà lórí ìbẹ̀rù red card.
Okay. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ Mr. Pythagoras Elizabeth ní kí n béèrè lọ́wọ́ yín pé okay that can we also pray to the court as well that the court too should do we can fund it let them do from their own side too and keep it like a reference. I don't know.
No, the court doesn't need to do anything. Whatever they are doing, the court is involved in it. The court officer is involved in what Omomi wants to do. So basically, the court will get a result of it too. The result is going direct, we go directly to the court. Yes, the facility will have a copy eventually, but the result will be sealed and sent directly to the courts. Court ló máa open ẹ̀ kí oníkálukú kó tó ṣẹ̀ wá máa sọ result jáde.
Okay.
So the result is going to the court. Court cannot do anything on their own. Kò sí nǹkan tí court lè dá ṣe really without the people who are involved. It will be going, it will be ultra bias. It will be going beyond their power. Ẹ jẹ́ ká
Mr.
continue pẹ̀lú fàájì wa.
Pythagoras and again I would just like to add sometimes the reason why it is very important for Omowumi to go through court and get their stamp on it is it can even be a ground if should in case anybody decide to like say Omoaleni she can use the judgment of that court to sue that person for damages or for defamation because it was passed by court it has the validity of the court so it's more like a
Exactly,
legal document.
benevolence.
Yeah, it's more
That's
like a
what I
legal
was
document.
saying. Mo ń ṣẹ́nu kò sọ ni that the result will be used for some other things. And that's why we need the court to be involved. That's why Mawumi cannot just go out and say, I want to do this thing. Oh, yeah, I have done it to social media. Oh, yeah, see you. No. The result, yes, maybe social media wants to know, but really it's not for social media. It's for most things more important than that. So some of these things will be used in prosecuting some people one way or the other. So that's why the court has to be involved.
Yeah, oh yeah, me, I get it now. I get it. I get it. I get it. Fún ọ̀dọ́ máa sọ pé Baba Liam ló pa Mohbad. You explain. Yeah, I get it. Okay. And should the case maybe royalty and things like that. I get it. So for people that are saying why Omowumi cannot just do it, blah blah blah, it's very important the court get involved. To be honest. Ṣó ti yé yín? Okay, ẹ wo bó ṣe sọ tí corona give kìíní sí is one of the reasons why it's complicating that sodium's guy case because the court has already given their judgment and you are like just like how will I put it òun tàpá sí judgment ìjọba so it's very quite important to be honest. Yeah, ó ti yé mi ọlọ́run àkọ́wá mọ̀ ṣe.
mi ẹ má bínú mi mọ bóyá ẹ ti dáhùn question yìí àṣé Mr. Pythagoras wà mẹ.
Mo wà ń bì.
Okay, if tí court bá grant Ọmọ́wùnmí pé okay kọ́mọ́wùnmí go ahead kó lọ ṣe kọ́dẹ̀ fún ní kinní láti lọ ṣe tí court bá ti fọ́mọ́wùnmí pé go ahead tó ti ń lọ ṣe tí jòsí bá ṣẹ̀wá tó sọ pé òun ṣe ready pé káwọn wá ṣe ń kọ́ ṣé she still has to do that one with Josie or they will just go by the one tí court
No,
ti.
tó bá ti ṣe ti tiẹ̀ tí kọ́ọ̀tì ti rí the result yẹn, that's a valid DNA result. That is a result that has been accepted by the law. It becomes the law at that point. Kò sí nǹkan tí Josie lè ṣe sí mọ́, except Josie can prove otherwise. Except Josie can now bring up something monumental, something big that will make them say, oh, let's go and do this thing again.
Okay, ẹ má bínú ṣùgbọ́n continue.
Hello, mo fẹ́ sọ fún Báyọ̀ ọ̀dẹ̀ oní school sat ni àti pọ́ọ̀kì pé ṣọ́ọ̀tì gbọ́n kan tí wọ́n lọ́ọ̀s máa san so kọ́ tètè fetí àwọn gbọ́kọ́ lè lọ bá bàbá wọn kí bàbá wọn lè ṣe dè ní tó káyé ẹ̀ tó bàjẹ́ o ẹ béèrè question yín bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ kárí gan.
Philibert, I would like to address what you were saying. You were saying that like for the court should do the DNA just like the way they did autopsy. DNA is a family issue. It has nothing to do with DPP. It was DPP that did the state autopsy. So this is a family matter which should be solved between families. So I don't think the DPP will want to like get involved and do DNA.
They will be going beyond their
No,
powers.
it's wrong. They
If
won't.
they are saying they want to do
Yeah.
that, it's beyond their. It will be an abuse of their power, of their authority. They lack that authority until there is a crime and things like that involved that the state now wants to do some things regarding DNA. If they deem it fit, that's when they can toe that line. Otherwise, it will be ultra vires.
So ẹ̀yin náà fẹ́ di sanshit.
ẹ̀yin náà
Sanchitu.
Ó máa ṣe
ṣáṣítù
wọ́n.
nìyẹn ẹ fẹ́ di
Sanchitu.
ṣáṣítù. ábìrì òdúgbòlé
Yes.
ọ̀rọ̀ ń gbé mi nínú ẹjọ́ torí Ọlọ́run attention o
Jenny,
wọ́n sọ yẹ kó wọ̀ mí létí eléyìí gangan
ṣé gbọ́
ló àwa ò bá yín jà sí blọ́gà o
lọ́gìrì àbáyíjà.
Mohbad ló jẹ́ àmọ́ra wa àti wá di family nobody tó dẹ̀ ra dátà fún mi tó máa sọ̀gbà tí máa lò lọ́ọ̀láì o ẹ jẹ́ ká jẹ́ kó rí wá pé o bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe jẹ́ bá lé lélèmi náà jẹ́ ìyá lé o bí ṣe máa lò gbèsè ayé mi ò kàn yín o mo fún yín léléyìí o mo fún yín ní eléyìí o tẹ́ ẹ bá tún wá fún wa tẹ́ ẹ bá wá fún wa màá wá fún yín o kẹ́ ẹ máa gbọ́ kó máa pọ̀ létí àwa ò ń ṣe blọ́gà o ìfẹ́ dà wá pọ̀ lórúkọ bí.
president.
Bàbí kú mi. Ìfẹ́ dà wá pọ̀ níbí báyìí lóòótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ Mohbad la fi mọ ibi kọ́dẹ̀ lèèyàn ti mọra èèyàn ẹ jẹ́ ká jẹ́ kó rí wá pé o ẹ má máa dà wá pọ̀ o àwa ò ń ṣe àbí ó sì mi ò ń ṣe blọ́gà o ẹ má máa tró sọ́ọ̀bù tẹ bá tún tró orú ẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ mi ẹ gbàgbé o ẹ jẹ́ respect ara wa o baálé ilé nìyí o ìyáálé ilé ni wá ń bí náà o bẹ́ẹ̀ jẹ́ baálé ilé la ní bá àwọn baálé ilé alálùbáríkà náà ń bí o tá a bá ń pọ́nra wa lé ẹ jẹ́ a pọ́nra wa lé délẹ̀ o ẹ má tún jẹ́ kírú ẹ̀ kó firú ẹ̀ ṣòro ṣaṣọ lọ́wọ́ yín o ẹ wá tró sọ́ọ̀bù tẹ bá rí wa rí yín bẹ́ẹ̀ dẹ̀ rí wa wa gò rí yín la wà lọ́wọ́ yìí ẹ má tró sọ́ọ̀bù bá a ṣe fẹ́ lo gbèsè ayé wa online kò kọ̀ yí o
ìwọ bí gbèsè ayé mi ṣe wá kan tèèyàn báyìí.
àbí o ẹlẹ́pọ̀n mi nìkan lélẹ̀ ní ó yá I need you baby go off your TikTok tí ó lẹ́yìn yẹn mi ò tí ì rí anybody ni mo sọ ẹ má dà wá pọ̀ àwọn ò bá yín jàjà blogger ẹni kẹjọ máa jàjà blogger tí ó bá ṣe pé low self esteem gan ló ń bá yín jà àwọn kan àárín wọn tẹ́lẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ Mohbad wọ́n fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn di ṣé
president ó ti tó
ó ti lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ẹ ti pa máa ti lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn.